103.2 Preston FM.
Your community.
Your radio.
And it's Chat City this Thursday morning, and right now we're going to hear an interview from the Time for You show that was first broadcast last Thursday. Claire Hewitson from Help Direct was talking to Arria and Moloy from Preston City Council about staying warm.
You've come in to have a chat about the Affordable Warmth campaign in Preston for 2013-14. So thank you for coming today.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
It's lovely to see you. So what's the funding that you've received?
We've received some funding from Lancashire County Council as part of the county's overall Keep Warm and Stay Well winter campaign for this current year. So very late last year we were able to bid into that fund, and we were successful in securing a total of £46,000 to spend over the next couple of months in the Preston area.
Wow, that's excellent. I know last year the South Ribble area was involved with the putting together of the winter kind of kits that they had, sourcing the items. I know they only had 10,000 last year in the South Ribble area, so 40,000 is probably going to go quite a long way, I would have thought.
Well, it's certainly more money than the City Council have been able to put into it, because unfortunately we don't have any funding at all. So we were really pleased when we found out we'd got that funding. It isn't as much money as we've had in the previous couple of years, because we were able to bid to the Department of Health for similar funding in previous years. That's no longer available.
So what's the intention with the money then? What is it going to be designed to kind of do? What are you going to do with the money that you've got?
The aim of the fund this winter is quite simple. It's about keeping vulnerable people warm and safe at home over the winter period.
Of course.
So we've got three main strands to this year's campaign, and if I can just briefly outline those three strands, and hopefully you'll see how it's a bit of a wraparound service, really,
yeah, sure.
For older and vulnerable people. So the first strand is around helping those residents who are aged 70 or over to have their boilers or fires serviced. We recognise that for a lot of older people that's seen as a luxury expense sometimes if their boilers or fires need servicing, but I can't emphasise how important it is to keep people safe at home, that they have those appliances serviced, to make sure that they are safe, but also to pick up on any minor repairs that might need doing. So that's the first strand of the scheme. We've got funding available to help those older people get those boilers or their fires serviced to make sure that they're safe. As part of that service, they'll also get an energy check of the property to give them ideas about where they might be able to add some extra insulation to the property, some draft proofing, that kind of thing, to make the property more energy efficient. And they'll also get a free carbon monoxide detector fitted. So that's a really good package for older people to make sure that when they are at home that they're safe and they know that they can use their heating safely.
Because the carbon monoxide detectors alone kind of cost around £20, and I know that some people shy away from buying them because of the cost of them, and obviously but this way if they're receiving one within that package, that's an excellent.
It is, yes, and also that carbon monoxide detector will be fitted as well.
Fantastic.
So hopefully after that first part of the scheme they'll feel safe and confident and able to use the heating safely at home. The second strand of the scheme is around making sure if we do get any severe winter weather, and I'm not a huge fan of the snow and the ice, but
we've got it in around the American area at the moment, haven't they? In America, so they usually say a couple of weeks afterwards. When it hits New York, we get it a couple of weeks later over here, so we've got to all be geared up for it, really, haven't we?
Indeed. So the second strand is around making sure that if we do get severe winter weather like that, whether it's very bad snow or ice, that one of our partners in the project, Care and Repair, an agency in Preston that some of your listeners might already be aware of.
They're actually a partner of our Time Bank, Preston Care and Repair. We have some of their people that come through, their clients, as our Time Bank members.
Right, well that's excellent. So they're a recognised organisation, somebody that a lot of residents may already be involved with. Care and Repair will be able to go out and do some gritting of paths.
Excellent.
To make sure that the paths are kept free of ice. And if we do get snowfalls, they will go out and do some, it's not extensive snow clearing, so don't imagine you're going to get your entire garden and drive and your car dug out. But they will ensure that people can get from the front door to the path, that they can get round to the bins and they can get to a car. So hopefully that will cut down on the number of people who are either isolated at home because they can't get out because of snow and ice, or alternatively to cut down on those accidents as well.
Oh yeah, the slips and falls are a nightmare. Just to go out for a pint of milk, if it's an older person, it is a bit of a nightmare, isn't it?
Absolutely. So that's the second strand of the campaign. And the third strand, which is similar, is using another one of our long-standing partners, Age Concern Central Lancashire. And what Age Concern are doing for us, if an older person is struggling to either get some shopping done, to collect a prescription, or to get to an urgent medical appointment, Age Concern can help them organise those things. So
Fantastic.
What we don't want are for older people to be isolated at home when the weather's very severe, worrying that they can't collect medication, that they haven't got basic food supplies in. So Age Concern will be offering some outreach visits to make sure that older people have got those essential supplies, and they will also give them some advice, whether it's around benefit advice or even referring them into caring and other support services, so that they feel confident and happy and safe in the home environment. So we feel all in all it's quite a good wraparound package, really.
So is it just aiming at people over 70? Have you got different strands that you're working with, or is it just the older people?
For the boiler servicing and repairing, we are unfortunately having to limit it to the over 70s because of the amount of funding. We do expect it to be a very popular scheme. In the last 2 years when we've run it, we've actually had twice the budget and have spent up very quickly. So I'm fully anticipating we will be spending all of that allocation. So that is limited to the over 70s because from the information that we have, the statistics, those are the people that are at most at risk of either suffering from extreme cold in the home or indeed having accidents and falls at home because they're not warm or they're not able to get out. For the other services, the criteria aren't quite as strict. So, for example, with Age Concern, whilst they do prioritise older people, they will assist anybody over the age of 50. And Care and Repair will also assist the over 60s, or if anybody is registered disabled as well.
Excellent, thank you. So how do people apply then for it?
Well, I've tried to make the process as straightforward as possible. So thanks to our other partner, Help Direct, we're all working together on this one.
We are. Yeah.
Help Direct will be taking the initial telephone call. When people ring the Help Direct number, would you like me to give it out now?
You can do, yes. I'm going to give it out a few times today, actually, but yeah, please do.
Right, the number that people will need to ring is 0303 333 1111. When they get through to that number, you will have to expect some questions from the Help Direct advisor to make sure that you're being directed to the right area and to the right scheme. But once they've got that initial information, then Help Direct will direct individuals. They will refer them themselves, so you won't have to make several telephone calls. Help Direct will be that first point of contact, and they will pass the relevant information on to whichever agency is going to provide that support.
Yeah, we certainly will. The community advisors will do that. I mean, they come through to the call centre initially. You'll be directed to your local office, which in our case would be the Preston office for Preston City Council. And obviously we'll deal with it this end. So how long is the scheme actually running for then, Arian?
Well, we're hoping to get it up and running at the end of January. There will be further information about that. Obviously, you can contact Help Direct towards the end of the month. There'll also be information on the Preston City Council website, which will be www.preston.gov.uk. So that will give people an indication of when the scheme starts. And basically we will run it until the money runs out.
Fantastic.
I'm estimating that'll probably be about the end of March.
Which by then, hopefully, the weather will be picking up a little bit anyway by then. So,
I hope so.
Yeah. Certainly hope so. I know we've got a later Easter this year, but hopefully we'll start getting a bit of sunshine breaking back through by then.
Yeah, my advice to people is to call early as well. Yeah, because obviously once the money's allocated, if it's allocated before the end of March, then we don't have any other funding to top it up. So it may well be part way through February or even March that we are having to call a halt to new clients because the money's already been committed.
It's on a first come first serve basis then, really, isn't it? And then on your needs. So South Ribble Area, I need to say this also, under the Affordable Warmth campaign, are offering a different kind of package, well, similar package. They normally hand out winter warmth packs in previous years, as I said before. But this year they've decided to go with the whole kind of boiler servicing theme as well. They said they'll give free gas servicing of up to 2 appliances in the home, providing that they meet the criteria. The criteria this year is they have to be over 65 with a medical condition, anybody with a disability, or a household with a child below the age of 5. And then if an appliance is condemned, then it'll be replaced free of charge. Again, the same telephone number for contact for the South Ribble area is 0303 333 1111. So thank you, Arian, for coming along today and telling us all about the campaign.
And that was Claire Hewitson talking to Arria Moloy from Preston City Council. And you're listening to Chat City 103.2 Preston FM.
The sky's red tonight.
Thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed today's interview, why not tweet Huey at ChatCityPFM.